They were hugely conscious that they wanted it. I mean, that was what Goebbels called it as early as 1933. He called for the mobilization of the mind. And by that, what he meant was that the majority of Germans who hadn't voted Nazis, because don't forget, the majority of Germans, even in the kind of pressurized election of 1933, after Hitler became chancellor, the majority of Germans didn't vote Nazis. It was only later on, once all these plebiscites and everything happened, when the Nazis are in power and there's huge pressure, that you get these big numbers voting in favor. But he called on this thing called the mobilization of the mind, which was, he was conscious very much that he wanted to try and ensure that the people who hadn't been supporters of the Nazis were turned around. So I think it was very important for them. Post 1943 in Stalingrad and the usurpation of Mussolini as Prime Minister of Italy, after that, you see terror coming much more to the fore. And Goebbels writes, in his diary, he writes approvingly of how Himmler is hanging deserters or hanging people who speak out against the regime. And terror there is what, works. But terror like that is never as effective, I don't think Goebbels certainly believed, never as effective as trying to create this sense that of the Volksgemeinschaft, the people's community, we're all in it together.